Assalamu alaikum dear students. Till now we have completed 4 lessons of mathematics. Hope you have understood all the lessons. Students, we have provided all the notes of all the 4 lessons in the WhatsApp group. So please stay connected with the group and check the group regularly. Okay? Today we are going to start our 5th lesson, and the name of that lesson is Operations on Rational Numbers. Students, in the previous standards, we've already learned about a number line. Number line is a line that contains 0 in the middle. Then on the right hand side, it contains all the positive numbers like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up to so on. And on the left hand side, it contains the opposite numbers. Okay? Like -1, -2, -3, -4 up to so on. It is used to represent the numbers on a number line. Okay, now let's see the different types of numbers that we have already learned in the previous classes. We have learned different types of numbers like natural numbers, whole numbers, integers, right? So what are the natural numbers? Natural numbers are the numbers that we can count. We can count, or we can start counting anything from 1. We can say here's a 1 pen, or a 1 pencil, or a 1 ball, but we don't say here's a 0 pen, or a 0 ball, or a 0 mango, right? We don't say 0 in the counting, right? It means that 0 is not a counting number, means 0 is not a natural number, right? So natural numbers starts from 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 up to so on are the natural numbers, because we can start counting from 1. Okay, and the counting numbers are nothing but the natural numbers. Clear? Now let's move on to the next group of numbers, that is the whole number. Whole numbers are the group of numbers that starts from 0. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up to so on are the whole numbers. It means that from 1, 2, 3 are the natural numbers. It means that all the natural numbers are whole numbers, right? Because if we add 0 to the group of natural numbers, it becomes a group of whole number. Okay? Now let's move on to the group of integers. Integers are the group of numbers that contains 0, then positive numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up to so on, and their opposite numbers -1, -2, -3, -4 up to so on. These are called as the integer numbers. Okay, we can represent these numbers on a number line like follows. We represent 0 in the middle of the line. Then on the right hand side of 0, we represent the positive integers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up to so on. And on the left hand side of this number line, we represent the opposite numbers. Opposite of 1 is -1, opposite of 2 is -2, like this: -1, -2, -3, -4 up to so on. Okay, now what do you think how we can represent the numbers like this: -2 upon 3, -4 upon 2, -2 upon 1? What these numbers are called? A question arises in our mind, like there are various group of numbers like natural numbers, whole numbers, integers, but what, in which category the numbers like this will stand? The answer would be rational numbers. Rational numbers. Okay, so we cannot say the definition of rational numbers is the numbers like this is called a rational number. The definition of the rational number is that any number that can be represented in the form of m by n. Any number that can be represented in the form of m by n, where m and n are integer numbers and the denominator can never be equal to 0, is called as a rational number. There are the two conditions for a number to be a rational number. The first condition is it should be in the form of m by n, and m and n are integer numbers, and the denominator n should never be equal to 0. Okay, so 2 by 3, it is in the form of m by n, where 2 and 3 are integer numbers and the denominator 3 is not equal to 0. It means that it is a rational number. Now let's take a number 2.5. Then is it a rational number or not? Let's take, can it be written in the form of fraction or not? Yes, we can write 2.5 as 5 upon 2, right? When we cancel 5 by 2, it will give 2 2s are 4, then 2 5s are 10. We cancel 5 by 2, then it will give a 2.5. It means that we can write 2.5 in the form of 5 by 2. Means it is in the form of m by n, where m and n are integers. Means 5 and 2 are integers here, and 2 is not equal to 0. It means that 2.5 is also a rational numbers. So what do we observe? All the decimal numbers like 2.3, 5.2, 6.8, 9, any decimal number can be written in the form of rational numbers m by n, m by n. Every decimal number can be written in the form of m by n. Means every decimal number is a rational number. Okay, now what about integers? Let's take one integer 2. So 2 is a rational number or not? Can we write 2 as 6 upon 3? Yes, we can write 2 as 6 upon 3. We can write 2 as 4 upon 2. We can write 2 as 12 upon 6. Yes, we can write 2 in the different forms. Means 2 is expressible in the form of m by n, right? We can write 2 in the different ways in the form of m by n. Means it is expressible in the form of m by n, where 6 and 3 are integers and 3 is not equal to 0. 4 and 2 are integers and 2 is not equal to 0. 12 and 6 are integers and 6 is not equal to 0. Means 2 is expressible in the form of m by n, and where m and n are integers and the denominator n is not equal to 0. It means that 2 is also a rational number, right? 2 is also a rational number. It means that all the integer numbers are also rational numbers. All the whole numbers are the rational numbers. All the natural numbers 1, 2, 3 are rational numbers, and all the decimal numbers, means the numbers which contain points, are rational numbers. Okay, so this was the basic definition of rational numbers. Means the numbers which is in the form of, or which can be written in the form of m by n, where m and n are integer numbers and the denominator n is not equal to 0. Okay, now let's take one more example of whole number, that is 0. Okay, We can write 0 as 0 upon 1, right? 0 upon 1, we can write 0 as 0 upon 1, where 0 is also an integer and 1 is also an integer, right? And denominator 1 is not equal to 0. Okay, it means that 0 is also a rational number. Okay, so this was the basic introduction of rational numbers. Now let's take a look on this table that is given on your page number 34. In this table you can observe that natural numbers starts from 1, 2, 3 up to so on, right? It is the smallest group of numbers. Okay, now if we add 0 to the natural numbers plus 0, then it will become a group of whole numbers, right? It means that whole number is a bigger group or a super group of natural numbers, right? Whole number is a bigger group that contains all the natural numbers. Okay, now integer numbers are the numbers that contain 0, then positive numbers and negative numbers. It means that all the whole numbers and all the natural numbers are contained in the integer numbers. Okay, so integer numbers has a bigger group than the whole number and natural numbers. Okay, now let's take a union group, or the biggest group, that is a group of rational numbers that contains all type of numbers, that is integers are also contained in the rational numbers, whole numbers are also contained in the rational numbers, and natural numbers are also contained in the rational numbers. Okay, so the table suggests that rational number is the biggest group that contains all type of numbers, integers, whole numbers and natural numbers. All these type of numbers come in the category of rational numbers. Then integers contains whole numbers and natural numbers and the negative numbers. Okay, then whole numbers contains all the natural numbers, and natural number is the smallest group of numbers that starts from 1. Okay, this was the different types of numbers. Now let's take a practice of this. There are a few numbers and we have to classify these numbers into different types of group. Minus 3, it is it a natural number or not? No, it is not a natural number because it is a negative number. Is it an integer? Yes, it is an integer number because it contains a negative number. Okay, is it a rational number? Yes, it is a rational number because we can write 3 as minus 3 upon 1. We can write 3 in different ways. Okay, now 3 upon 5, is it a natural number? No, it is not a natural number because natural number does not contain fractions. Is it an integer number? No, it is not an integer number because integer number does not contain fractions. Okay, is it a rational number? Yes, it is a rational number because it is expressible in the form of m by n, and where m and n are integers and denominator 5 is not equal to 0. Okay, now minus 17, it is a natural number? No, because natural number starts from 1. They are all positive and it is a negative number. Is it an integer? Yes, it is a integer number. Rational number, is minus 17 a rational number? Yes, it is a rational number because we can write minus 17 as minus 17 upon 1. We can write minus 17 as minus 34 upon 2. We can write minus 17 in different forms. So it is a rational number. So minus 5 upon 11, it is a natural number? No, because natural number does not contain fractions. It is an integer? No, because integers does not contain fractions. Is it a rational number? Yes, because it is in the form of m by n. 5. Is it a natural number? Yes, because it is a positive number. It is an integer? Yes, because all positive numbers are integers. Is it a rational number? Yes, because we can write 5 in different form of fractions. Yes. Okay. Now this is a homework for you. There are a few numbers given to you: 0, minus 5 by 3, 2.33, 8 by 6, minus 13 to 30, and you have to classify these numbers into different groups like natural numbers, whole numbers, integers, and rational numbers. Okay, you have to classify these numbers in different groups. Likewise, we have classified in the previous slide. Okay, like this you have to solve that homework. Okay, so take care, dear students.